Hi, Professor and TAs. My name is Xingke Wu, and today I'm going to present my work from the final project, which is trying to predict the stock closing prices based on LSTM model. Okay, now let's dive into the model part. Here is the brief introduction of my model. It's quite a simple model actually, and I have only 4 layers, of which the first layer is the LSTM layer. And in this layer, I have 512 neurons here. The reason why I choose this amount of neurons is that I read a paper, and whose topic was also trying to predict the stock prices based on LSTM model, and I kind of have the same time dimensionality with the paper, which is 30, and around the same number of features with the paper, which is 6 or 7. So the author used this amount of neurons in the LSTM model, and it worked quite well. So I just copied that. And in the second layer, I put a fully connected layer here, which has 100 neurons inside. And after that, to prevent overfitting, I put a dropout layer here, where the dropout rate is about 40%. And in the last layer, since I was trying to predict the closing price of one stock, so I just put one neuron here and use the ReLU activation function. And so in total, you can say I have over 1 million trainable parameters here, which works for me since I'm running the model on my personal computer. And if I really have like a billion parameters, my computer would crash. So this amount of parameters works for me. And as for the training features, I have 7 features here. And the first 6 features, they are called market prices features, which are really common features when we are talking about stock market, like the opening price, like the high price within a day, low price within a day, and closing price, and adjusted closing price, and the total trading volume within a day. So they are quite common, and I scrapped all this data from Yahoo Finance. And for the last feature, it's called public opinion. I kind of have to build this feature using sentiment analysis. And for the text, which the sentiment analysis is built on, initially I want to, scrap all the tweets with the hashtags of all the targeting companies I want to use. Where in this project is about I targeted like 16 companies and ETFs. So my initial thought was trying to scrap all the tweets with the hashtags with all the 16 companies and ETFs. But just after I tried it for a little bit, like for example, like I first tried it with Tesla, all the tweets with the hashtag Tesla, and I first scrapped all the tweets from just in 2015, and that took me around over 10 hours. So due to the time limitation, I gave up the thought, and I only scrapped all the tweets with the hashtag Tesla from 2015 to 2020, and I built this. Then I did the sentiment analysis based on all the text, all the tweets I scrapped, and build this public opinion index. And I'm just trying to do the comparison, with and without this public opinion index, how the predicting power of the model differ from each other, and just to make my point. Okay, now I know, and this is really a simple model. And so to enrich my project, I put 3 assumptions here, which I try to validate after running the model. The first assumption is that when predicting individual stocks, the predictive capabilities for stocks from traditional industry rather than that from the high-tech industries. This is really intuitive, because the stocks from the high-tech industries, they're kind of more volatile than stocks from traditional industries, and I think there are less speculators in the shareholders of the traditional industries like Pepsi or Starbucks or something, because those companies have been there for a really long time, and the profits, the dividends, or the financial instruments, they're really stable. So I don't think there are many speculators in the shareholders of those companies. And the second assumption is that the predictive capabilities of the LSTM model will generally be better when dealing with ETFs than dealing with individual stocks. For those who don't know, ETFs is kind of like a mutual funds, which has a few or even dozens of individual stocks inside the portfolio, or even some indexes within the portfolio. So this is also quite intuitive, due to the central limit theory. If I mix a few random variables and put them together to build another new random variables, then this new random variable will be more like the normal distribution, will be more like the normal random variables. So I think maybe by mixing those individual stocks, the prediction will work better. And the third assumption is that by incorporating public opinion feature, I will at least slightly improve the performance of the model, because I now have more features. So I think it will work better. Okay, to validate these three assumptions, I kind of have three pair of comparisons. The first comparison is between the predicting of Apple and the predicting of Starbucks. So you can say that this model predicts the Starbucks quite well, and the minimum MSE is only like 0.00 and 11, but when it comes to Apple, the minimum MSE is over 0.5. And the second comparison is between Apple and FTN. FTN is a really famous ETF where the portfolio is focusing on the high-tech companies. So these two predictions are both focusing on high-tech companies, but the only difference is one is individual stock, another one is a bunch of individual stocks. And you can see that the predicting power of the ETFs is quite better than the predicting power of the individual stock. And the third comparison is between the predictions of Tesla prices, but the only difference is with and without the public opinion feature. You say that I indeed slightly improved the predicting power by incorporating the public opinion feature, like the minimum MSE decreased by around 0.00 and 1. I know it's really slightly improved, but indeed improved. Yeah, that's my presentation, and thanks for listening. Thanks.